How did this superstar music mogul become an alleged monster?
And I can show you how we have fun and stay out of jail, too.
So I just came from watching Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. It's an original Peacock documentary that was released January 14th. The point of this documentary is that you get to see people who were close to P. Diddy before he became P. Diddy, when he was just Sean. You get to see people who are close to him, like his bodyguard, childhood friends. And in the beginning, I thought that this documentary is trying to like humanize P. Diddy by trying to make him like this relatable guy who, I don't know, maybe the world wronged him and changed him or something like that. Because when the documentary starts, they tell you that when he was a young kid, he was rich, he went to private school, and this made other people like want to bully him and see him as weak because he was like pampered. And now because he was being bullied, that made him grow up wanting power, and that's how he became P. Diddy. There's some elements and stuff that is explained in this documentary that I found interesting. Like, while P. Diddy was like trying to rise to fame, there's this one point where he had a concert and it oversold and there was a stampede. And some of the people who were being interviewed said that P. Diddy was seen giving mouth to mouth to some people who needed CPR. You know, now knowing who P. Diddy is, I find that to be like, oh boy. Anyway, around the 40-minute mark, the documentary really goes in hard on the concept of that power and having a lot of money, especially while at such a young age. Apparently, P. Diddy was already a millionaire even before 25. That type of power and wealth made him very like power hungry and very annoying to be around. There are times he would have like anger outbursts, and he would even tell people that if you keep annoying me, I will drag you and pimp you out to people. He actually said that apparently in the documentary, and I'm like, how did people like overlook this? This is something important. Even before he was exposed, if you hear someone saying that, that's not something normal, right? The documentary also goes into how P. Diddy was dating Kim Porter, and there's this one part where the documentary says that Kim Porter was abused, but it's not confirmed, or they're just allegations. But literally a couple of scenes before, they had the bodyguard of P. Diddy saying that while he was at P. Diddy's door, Kim Porter would come out of her room looking all bruised. And I'm like, there's your proof right there.
Guilty! That nigga is guilty!
Also, if you have not watched this and you're planning to watch this, I should mention that there are some very triggering descriptions of SA. And I just want you to know that in case you haven't watched this. Other than that, I found this documentary to be kind of pointless, really, because it adds very little to what you already know about P. Diddy. There's some stuff that they mention and then they tell you this is not confirmed or this has been proven false. Then I was like, why the hell are you telling me about it? For example, there's this one part where they talk about how Kim Porter had a diary where she used to record everything that was happening to her while she was with P. Diddy, and then there's some text on screen and it says, well, that diary does not exist. It's been proven to be false. And then they tell you that there's this other piece of proof that has come up and could paint P. Diddy in a negative light. And then there's a text on screen and then they tell you, oh, the lawyers already proved that is false. And I'm like, so what's the point of the whole damn thing? The entire documentary just came off as pointless, in my opinion. It didn't add anything super new to what you already know. I've seen YouTube channels that have covered this way better. And in the documentary is about, let's say, 1 hour, 30 minutes. In the end, I found like the last 30 minutes to be kind of boring, actually. I began to check out because even the people being interviewed at some point, they begin to talk about themselves. They even like veer off from talking about P. Diddy. Like there's this one guy, he starts taking the cameraman who's filming the documentary to like a back room and showing him all his accolades and all his like platinum rewards. And I was like, what's the point of this? I don't understand why I should care, and yet I came here to hear you talk about P. Diddy and you're now talking about yourself. Out of 10, I think I'd give the documentary a 4. A 4 out of 10. It has some interesting stuff. It might add a bit to what you don't know, but everything else you've probably had either in the news or or in a YouTube video. I've watched YouTube videos that have covered P Diddy's rise to fame and how he like assassinated, allegedly, how he like got rid of some people that he was working with, and it's done so much better. This is very like shallow and very cheaply put together, so I give it a 4 out of 10. If you've watched this, please give me your thoughts on it. Tell me if you agree with me or disagree with me. And on the screen, I'll leave other reviews I've done. Make sure to check them out, and then I'll see you in the next one.